Guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your baby girl Amarachi Obasi. So in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to do a full bridal makeup. So if you are new in this channel, please subscribe and turn on your notification button so that you'll be notified whenever I post a new video. So I'm starting off by cleaning her face with baby wipes and micellar water, just to be sure that there is no oil or any dirty on her face. Starting off with her bra using Davis eye pencil in the shade color 018. So first I comb up the hairs just to make sure the hairs are aligned. Then I start by making a sketch. From the bottom line I make a sketch. After the bottom line, then I go over to the top and make a sketch and join it with the down line so I could form my bra. Yes, I'm filling in the front of the bra using light strokes so that the front will be natural, because you won't like the front of your bra to be so thick. So that's why I'm filling with light strokes to make it natural. Then the remaining part of the bra, I fill it. I shade it. Sorry, I shade it. I used two shades lighter than her foundation, or rather her skin color, to conceal the brow bone areas. Then I also used two shades darker than her foundation or her skin to conceal the front part of the bra and the upper part of the bra. That way your bra will look more natural. I use the tip of my brush to define my bra, then I flatten my brush to blend in the concealer into the skin. Just watch me and see how I do it. Done with the brush, so I use a small round brush, or rather an eyeshadow brush, to blend in the concealer into the skin so I can have a clean canvas for my eyeshadow application. I'm using Miss Metic's Moisture Potion Moisturizer to moisturize her skin, or rather hydrate her skin for smooth foundation application, and I'm concentrating more on the under eye, because that's the area that always look dry, so I'm concentrating more on the under eyes. I put reasonable quantity of the product on her under eyes, and the remaining I spread it all over her face. That I apply my mattifying primer on the T-zones ranging from the forehead, the chin, and the bridge of the nose. Guys, what this primer does, it helps to seal up the pores on the face, thereby making the skin not to produce oil or heat easily. And if you watch, you see that I am tapping, like I'm not rubbing. I'm using my fingers to tap it into the skin so it could be able to seal up the pores. I mixed Fit Me foundation in the shade 330 and Urban Beauty in the shade In My Skin. I like to spray before blending because it helps me to blend fast and smoothly. Use a foundation shade to reconceal the upper part of her eyebrow to make it look more natural. Contouring her face with black opal stick foundation in the shade Carob. So I'm using iMagic lip palette to apply her liquid blush. So I'm highlighting her under eyes using NARS concealer. I'm brightening it up using the lightest shade in this palette, and I'm also highlighting all the T-zones areas. So guys, I'm using RCMA setting powder to set under her eyes, but before I set, I asked my model to look up, then I reblend all the crease lines under her eyes before setting. And how I set, I pick reasonable quantity of setting powder with my beauty blender and I dust off the excesses before setting, so I won't have patch lines or patches all over her face. Also set all the areas I highlighted, which is the T-zone areas. So I'm using the Bell setting powder to powder all over her face. Mostly the areas I did not set, I will powder it very well. But please don't pick much quantity of powder so that the face won't look cakey. Just little is more when you're applying your powder. Little is more. Then I'm using 2 shades of powder darker than her skin to intensify all the areas on her face that I contoured. Then I use my VBT blush palette to intensify my blush also. And I use her skin shade of powder to tap in between the contour, the blush and the highlight, just to be sure there is no harsh line. Using powder shade that is 2 shades lighter than her skin to set her brow bone. Then I use powder shade that is 2 shades darker than her skin to intensify my nose contour also. Then I'm using setting powder to do reverse contour on the nose. This helps to reduce the size of the nose and equally makes the nose to look more pointy, guys. Trust me. I'm using Benign Clown White as my eyeshadow base or eyeshadow primer. Guys, at this point, make sure you blend in the corners of the eyes very well, because however your eye primer is sitting, that is how your eyeshadow is gonna sit. Eyeshadow, I'll be using my Organic palette and my Dabel powder palette to do her eyeshadow. Then I'm using the darkest brown from my Dabel palette on the crease. Using black color on the depth and also on the inner corner of the eye. Watch how I place it. I'm not placing any color on the eye socket yet. I'm just placing on the depth and on the inner corner of the eyes. After placing the black color, I use the darkest brown on my Bridal powder palette to blend up the harsh lines on the crease. So I'm placing that warm orange from my Ogene palette on the eye socket, just on the eye socket, guys. I'm trying to create a kind of a halo eye illusion. So I'm applying more black colors on the both eyes to intensify the previous one I applied before, just to make it pop out more. So I'm using brown to blend up the harsh lines again. Guys, like when it comes to eyeshadow application, I blend and blend. So I'm placing e.l.f. glitters primer on her eye socket as a glitter base to help and hold the glitters very firm. Go ahead and place the glitters just on the eye socket using a flat brush. Guys, please just pick little quantity, don't pack it. Then I use a small round brush to dust off all the eyeshadow fallouts under her eyes. Then I'm mixing black and brown color in my eyeshadow palette to smudge under her eyes. And I'm using setting powder to kind of create a cat eye effect at the edge of her eyes. Then I'm using black mascara to brush off all the eyeshadow fallouts on her natural lashes. And I'm gently lining her eyes with Adventure Gel Liner. Guys, this liner is one of my favorite because it pops out. Then I use Davis black pencil liner to line her waterlines. Then I place the false lashes on her natural lash line and press them together. Guys, make sure you touch wipes to press it so you won't pull off what you've already fixed. Then I use classic lip gloss to moisten her lips before I apply her lip color. Then I use the darkest brown in my Eye Magic lip palette to define her lips or contour her lips. Then I'm applying that bright new color on the center of her lips. Then I go ahead to blend it together with the brown. Then I'm warming the lip up with that white shade in my Eye Magic palette. Then I dust off, or rather brush off, all the setting powder on the face and equally repowder the face just to make sure there is no harsh line. Guys, I don't play with blending. In fact, blending is the key to a successful makeup work. I'm done with my blending. Then I spray all over the face using my Sweat Lock finishing spray. Guys, this spray is a pay. It's so wow. Then I apply little highlights on the cheekbone just to warm it up and make it pop out more. Then I put a little of the highlight on the tip of the nose, the bridge of the nose, and on the forehead also. Finally, I'm applying my TM Essential Cheek Glaze on the cheekbone in the shade Orange just to pop it out. Guys, if you find this video interesting, please subscribe, comment, like, and share. Bye. Then I spray all over the face using my Sweat Lock spray. Adding my highlights just on the cheekbone just to warm that place up. That's all. Then I'm using TM Essential Cheek Glaze in the shade Orange to warm up her cheekbone just to add more effect there. So if you find this video interesting, please comment, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell. Thank you. I spray again and again, and we are done. Look at our model so popping.